How's it going, people? Welcome to the locker room. With me, I have quite the squad joining me in here for this week's episode. A fantastic set of fans or supporters, however you would like to call them. And we're going to have a great time reviewing the Champions League action this week from the top 4 out of the top 6 that participated. I'm sure we're going to have a great time. So fasten your seatbelts, and we'll be back after this.
Oh, he's done it! Cometh now! Cometh the man! And it's that one, Bellingham! It's 8 goals in his last 8 Premier League starts at Emirates Stadium. Salah! Wow! What a strike by Mohamed Salah! Ball down the channel, and it's played into Fernandes in the penalty area. Oh. Never know. Here's Harry Kane. Kane goes for what a goal from in business here. Lukaku scores on second debut. It's only taken 14 minutes.
Very good, very good. Welcome. If you're just joining us, welcome to this week's episode of The Locker Room right here on Top 6 Fan TV. My name is Matthew, and joining us in the house this week some fans from the clubs that participated in the Champions League. You will notice I'm not wearing my Arsenal jersey this weekend or this week. It's actually respect to the teams that are currently involved in the Champions League. So I don't have much to say from an Arsenal point of view. So I've been partial about joining us from the United end. Manzi, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Matthew. Thank you for inviting me again.
Fantastic. And Ali G joining us from the Stamford Bridge side, from the Chelsea side of the top 6. Welcome, Ali G. Yeah, sounds like he's frozen a bit, but I'm sure he will. Yeah, and finally from the Cop end, although he's not in his usual regalia, Mr. Eric, thank you for joining us, and he will be giving us the view from Liverpool. But welcome to the show, Eric, and we'll get straight into it. And review part of the action from the Champions League, part of the action that just happened this week. We had Manchester United, we had Chelsea, we had Liverpool, and we had Manchester City in action, and some fantastic results coming in there. Welcome back, Ali G. Hopefully your connection will settle down, but we'll kick it off with the result. Away for Manchester United, away to Young Boys of Switzerland. Manzi, as viewers, as you may well know, Man United losing that one, surprisingly or shockingly, but fantastic scenes there in Switzerland, and fantastic spirit from the young boys who faced the big boys. The big boys got beaten. Manzi, what do you have to say about that?
It was a very disappointing result. It was very sad, especially after the first goal Cristiano scored. We celebrated. Then we had that red card. We're down to 10 men, and we thought maybe it would end 1-0, but they equalized. Then it was 1-1, and we thought maybe we'll take 1 point from the game, but to utter shock in the last minute of the match, there was a second goal. It was heartbreaking. It was very sad, but yeah, we had to pick ourselves up and move on, look forward to the next game. But yeah, it's very sad.
So who do you put down? Who do you blame from the loss? Was it the coach's tactics, the team? You did get a red card, Wan-Bissaka. They're getting a red card during the game, and a sloppy error from Jesse Lingard, who had actually been in great form in the previous game, coming into this, he actually came on for Cristiano Ronaldo. So what do you put it down to? Is it the tactics? You should have had enough. You should have had enough to beat Young Boys.
Yeah, we should have had enough to beat Young Boys. Most people like to blame the coach and they say, oh, they didn't have the right tactics, but I can't understand why that would be. I blame the players. I blame the 11 players on the pitch, because if you're playing against Young Boys, which is a weaker team, you must beat them and beat them seriously, not 1-0. You must beat them, at least in the first half, score 2 goals, 2-0. And then you bolster, you go forward for the second half when you have something to rely on. But if you score 1 goal, there's a chance of equalizing and losing the game. So Wan-Bissaka, he was a bit rash and then made a challenge that led to a red card. Then, of course, Lingard. People are saying don't blame Lingard, but I mean, it was a mistake, but that mistake was it cost us a goal. So I blame Lingard, I blame Wan-Bissaka, and the other players on the pitch who didn't. I think they undermined Young Boys, but I also don't think they were serious enough to win the game. I think they were shocked by Young Boys. Young Boys wanted the game more. They looked like they were happy to play. They were happy to beat United, so they were running us down, and so they beat us. The better team, unfortunately, won.
Gentlemen, do you agree with that? Eric, let's start with Eric. Do you agree with that assessment? The better team won.
Better team won. Man U is a disjointed team. Only on the wheel is such a blessing to us, because he is the weak link, because the Man U squad is phenomenal.
How is he the weak link?
But as long as Ole is on the wheel, then for us we can sleep easy. We can sleep easy. Tuesday was a manifestation of this. Look, you have Ole, you have Bruno, you have not Ole. You have Ronaldo, you have Bruno, you have Pogba. It's a super squad.
You have Sancho.
You have Sancho. You have Rashford. You have Greenwood.
You have Varane.
And you even have the Uruguayan. What's his name?
Cavani.
But I can tell you, Ole will not let them click. He will just won't. So for us, outside Man U, Ole on the wheel, good business.
Fantastic. Ali G, what do you have to say about that from the Chelsea side?
I can't agree more with Eric. I don't know. Usually, most of the teams, they have the challenge of clicking when some players are new. It has to take a very serious manager to come. I think you remember what was happening to Chelsea under Lampard. We kept supporting Lampard because he's a legend, but we had to get Thomas, someone who was more experienced, and look at what the team is doing. The team looks magical, yet it was in shambles. So I can't agree more with my colleague Eric. Ole, I don't know. To us, we are happy Ole is still at the wheel, because there's nothing magical that's going to happen to the team. They are not achieving. Yeah, Man U hasn't won it. It has won a single trophy in 8 years. You can imagine. And Man U is arguably the richest club in the world, but 1 trophy in 8 years. And there is some kind of patience with the manager when it comes to the club owners, the directors. I think they don't want to fire him because he's a club legend. So
Ali,
they've yes.
Ali, Chelsea has had 200 managers in the last 5 years. So the 2 different clubs, they have different philosophies. So your manager has come for 3 weeks, 6 months. So it's a bit different.
So Manzi, are you saying
club owners,
the
Glazers are very happy? I don't know whether Sorry,
go ahead, Ali.
I don't know whether the Glazers are contented with what Ole is giving them, because there's no silverware for the fans. Maybe the club, the profitability is okay for them. But Trust me, one trophy in 8 years is such an embarrassment to the club and the fans. In Chelsea, there's no we can settle for such. We're firing money, we legends, we are firing. We have managers that win trophies in a season. So I don't know what's with the patience that's coming, the Man U colleagues, but in any way, we are happy with all that disappointment that's going on at their side.
Man, let me tell you, Ali, it would seem to me from your comments, yours and Eric's comments, hopefully he gets back soon. I think he's having some challenges. But from those comments, it would seem to me, Manzi, like Manchester, although Manchester United are actually falling short, and they do need a more experienced coach to come in. Incidentally, today reports coming in that Manchester United have been linked with Antonio Conte, who's actually been in the UK. He was in the UK covering a match, the Liverpool game for Sky Italia, and he was asked whether, and this is obviously a damning indictment of Arsenal, my club as well, but he was asked whether he would be open to be to take on a coaching role or manager role in England, and his response was that he would actually consider taking on a challenge from a big club, one of the big clubs. Obviously, he has coached Chelsea, so that's not an option anymore. And he sort of hinted that at Manchester United being one of the possible options. When he was asked about Arsenal, he said their project right now was too challenging and needed more time to settle. So do you agree with the speculation, Manzi? Let me put it to you. And some of the distress from your fellow, you have a few your colleagues, your fellow Manchester fans, a few of them wanting Ole out. One, Governor Matovu, who I can recall, very passionate about Ole going out. He's obviously been the subject of a number of memes out there. But do you agree with that? Ole out?
No, I can't agree with that at all. I can't. You see, I come from a club which had a manager for 27 years, Sir Alex Ferguson. I think if you look at Chelsea, the longest reigning manager was like 6 months. Or like 2 years.
You can count the trophies also.
Chelsea have students, they employ student teachers.
Chelsea, if I read for you
can also
manager,
count the
guys like Glenn Hoddle, guys like Mourinho, Grant, Hiddink, Ancelotti, Di Matteo. Wait, the guys have had like 200 managers. So for us,
if the project is very ambitious, the requirements will also be very tight. That's why we keep firing. We are not so patient. The results have to speak.
Club. They've just started winning in the last 10 years. But when you're a historical club like United, you see the long.
Hold on. Hold on. I saw a report where they were recording clubs that have reached 600 Premier League wins. Man U is on top at 690, and Chelsea is second. So I don't believe all this talk that Chelsea is a new club. Chelsea has been there. It has been there. We are the second. We follow Man U when it comes to the most Premier League wins at 600.
Yeah, it's okay.
So we've been there.
When did you start winning like silverware? It was recently when Abramovich bought the club. Before that time, in fact, I don't know if I have any friends who are Chelsea fans from primary school. But in primary school, we had United fans, we had Arsenal fans, and Liverpool. Chelsea guys began like in high school. So it's good you guys have money, but first we are patient. So Ole in, let's give him this season, see what happens. We will win silverware. And then
Ali.
To correct that narrative, narrative that Chelsea is a new club, this is where the game is going. In the past, we had clubs like Nottingham Forest. Can you believe Nottingham Forest won the Champions League? Where are they right now? So to correct that narrative that Chelsea is a new club, this is where the game is going. In the summer, we had speculation of some billionaires wanting to take over Newcastle. So I don't think we shall be hating on Newcastle being the new club when they are winning Champions League. Let us focus on what we have now and where we're going.
Yeah,
Well,
Chelsea
Ali.
can actually fire Tuchel tomorrow morning. Like, he can win the league and he'll be fired. Like, Conte won the league and he was sacked. So I don't know, that club, Chelsea, I even feel so sorry for Lampard. He shouldn't have gotten that job to begin with, because now he's part of
So
the
let me
call.
ask you, Manzi. Let me ask you.
Yeah.
I think you can see Cristiano Ronaldo here looking a bit distressed on the picture. Now, this is one of the reasons why Manchester United fans are, appalled. As you can see, this is one gentleman, governor, passionate Manchester United supporter, waiting for answers from Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Yeah, your Man United fans are distressed. They don't like what they are seeing. A huge number of them, let me see. If Ole doesn't lift a trophy, or if Manchester United don't lift a trophy at the end of this season, be it the League Cup or the Champions League or the Premier League title, would you support Ole Gunnar Solskjaer being sacked?
Now that we have the GOAT, now that we have Ronaldo, if indeed we win nothing, then I would support his being sacked. But for now, where we are, it's too early in the season. We have so many games. We will win silverware. You can be sure of that. Guys who want him out, I don't know. That's being impatient. When Arteta is still in Arsenal, like, I just don't understand how you can say Ole out. That's just being ungrateful. Arteta has a job, and then you sack Ole. Well, it's hard to understand.
Anyway, now I can see it is gravitating towards the Gunners as well. Obviously, we the kings of content. But let's keep it to the guys who participated in Europe this week.
Okay, coming back to Europe, how can you guys blame Solskjaer when the players are the ones who got themselves into the mess? One Bissaka, Jesse Lingard. Like, what could he have done to make sure that they don't lose that game?
No. Manzi, let me correct you there. We just watched Chelsea playing Liverpool. We watched Chelsea playing Liverpool, and Chelsea went down with the red card also. But you saw how they protected that draw. It's up to the manager to make the tactical substitutions. You saw what Thomas Tuchel did when Reece James was red carded against Liverpool. He brought in another defender, and he also brought in another player to help contain. So you guys were playing young boys. You're not even playing Liverpool, but a team of such a caliber like Man U. You're playing young boys. Even if you go down by 2 players, you are expected. Yes, you are expected. A team like Man U playing against young boys, even if you get 2 red cards, you are supposed to contain the ball, manage that position.
Who is supposed to contain the ball?
How could you go down against young boys? The boys kept running over the whole team.
As in, who's supposed to contain the ball?
He was supposed to make the tactical substitutions. I blame the manager. He didn't make any tactical substitutions. The manager makes the calls. But the boys kept running over Man U players until the 90th minute. Would you believe
the Man U players are the ones who are not serious? Either they feared the young boys or they didn't respect them enough. I think, I don't know, maybe they're even still high on the Newcastle win. Me, I can't blame all. I have to blame the players. Anyway.
Manzi, to bring the United bit to an end. Manzi, you blame the players. It was issues, Aaron Wan-Bissaka there, red card, Jesse Lingard, back pass there that went awfully wrong, leading to that winner for young boys. Ali G, would you sack Ole if you are the Manchester United?
Ali G is going to sack Tuchel after winning the league, so you can't ask Ali. You can't ask Chelsea players about that. He sacked managers for breakfast, lunch, and supper.
To answer your question, I would sack Ole last season. He wouldn't be here right now. What would he be doing here right now? He has shown, let me tell you, a winning manager, you can see a winning manager by what he's doing on the pitch. The tactics he's using. If a manager is playing the best football and the kids and the players are lacking something, they'll bring in the players that will. Come again?
Conte a winning manager? Was Antonio Conte a winning manager?
Yes. But the reason why Conte was fired, you remember we had a player called Diego Costa. Diego Costa was supposed to be the replacement of Drogba. So Conte was not so good when it came to relationship with players, backroom relationship. And that's why, and you know, the club owners also, these players are very valuable, they're very expensive to the club. So if a manager is coming in, for example, Manu has bought Sancho and it has bought Van der Beek, it has bought Cristiano. If you bring in a manager who doesn't want to play them and he prefers them being on the bench, they will fire that manager. So Antonio Conte was good. The tactics were good, but his relationship with the players was falling out. And the Chelsea board wasn't ready to let go of some players at that time. That's why he had to be fired. So he was a winning manager.
Let me interject there, Ali. You would fire Solskjaer, right?
Last season, I would fire him last season. He wouldn't be here now.
There you have it, Manzi. We're going to leave all things united at that, and you know, leave
I will watch this show again when we are lifting silverware, and I'll ask Ali G whether they sacked manager. what you will say about that?
We'll give you a chance, but right now we're going to head into the Chelsea bit of it. Ali G setting that up nicely for us to get into Chelsea. European champions, let's not forget Manzi. So Ali G does
European champions, Namnagani. They were fortunate.
Look at that.
I don't know.
Look at that
win against City.
A trophy is a trophy. So let's Ali G tell us 1-0 at home to Zenit St. Petersburg. Yoma Lukaku coming in again to deliver. What were your thoughts on that victory?
Just take a look at that picture. Lukaku, a very, very good killer. This is definitely, Lukaku was a missing piece. If you could see all the games that Chelsea played last season, we had some struggles when it came to finishing off games with Timo Werner. He was a bit weak. There were so many suppliers behind him like Havertz, Pulisic, Ziyech, but the finishing wasn't good. So if you see Lukaku that game, and during his interview in the previous game, he said that he doesn't need very many chances. Even in the Italian league, he would get one chance a game and he would kill the game off, 2 chances. So what he did for Chelsea shows why we spent so much money on him. And actually, I'm sure Man U fans are very frustrated and they're very disappointed. They failed to use him. And they're going to be so embarrassed when they see him at the end of the season.
And you think Chelsea will use him?
He has 4 goals in 4 games.
You're making a judgment of a player that we sold because he was fake. Again, let me tell you,
it doesn't look like
Lukaku will not be a golden boot contender. He has about maybe at the most 15 goals in him.
All right.
Lukaku, he won't be up there with Ronaldo and Mo Salah and Kane. Those are the proper strikers. Lukaku Bambi is just masquerading. But we pray for him.
Matthew, I want you to invite me here when the season is ending. When Chelsea is about to play the Champions League final, and we have an FA Cup final also coming on, and we are playing our last games, and Manzi will eat his words for dessert. I can assure you, Lukaku doesn't look like he's going to stop anytime soon. He's very energetic.
At that time, at the end of that season, Tuchel won't be at Chelsea. They'll have bought 2 more managers. They'll have, fired him and brought 2 managers just to be at the final and just to be in Premier League contention. And again, I feel sorry for Tuchel. He won't be there at the end of the season.
But back to the question, Matthew. The game was very tight. Zenit was very good defensively. I was very impressed. They were a very calm team. They tried to contain us. I don't know, most of the games that I watched for Champions League, there were a lot of surprises. If you saw the PSG game, there are so many teams that stepped up to the big boys that they were not being bullied. That's the same case with Zenit. They stepped up. The defense was very good.
The PSG manager is fake.
The PSG manager?
PSG to beat Brugge, Club Brugge. It's the manager's fault.
No, they're trying to create room for Messi. It was his first game. Maybe that was the problem. They failed to connect somewhere, somehow. But along the way, I think they will connect and PSG will come good. Yeah.
Why can't you say that about United? They were trying to create space for Ronaldo. Along the way, they will create.
No.
Where the double standards?
Ronaldo is a renowned finisher. You don't need to create. Ronaldo is the best player in the world. You don't need to
scored.
create space for him. If you have a manager that can't win games with Ronaldo, it's his fault. You don't need to create anything for Ronaldo. Put him in the game and he will score.
Messi is not at the same level. You have Messi, you have Mbappe, you have, like you get, PSG has a better team than United, and they failed to beat Club Brugge. So when you say that the fault is with the manager, why did you cut across the whole board? All teams that fail to win or are beaten, then the managers of those clubs.
Now, what will we say?
Yeah, the managers are at fault usually. That's why Pochettino is quite disappointed at the beginning. They gave him a contract of 1 year. That's a sign that maybe the club doesn't believe in the manager. Giving your money, when you start giving your manager a contract for 1 year, like he's a player who is in his evening years, it's a sign that maybe they don't believe in the manager that much. So if you say we also blame the PSG manager, I wouldn't say you're wrong. Probably it's also right. The manager doesn't know to use those very, very good players. But I give all the credit to all the small teams that stepped up this week that did not allow to be taken down easily by the big boys.
I expected PSG to whitewash that team with like 6-0 or something, but
no, it happens. It happens. But speaking of teams that stepped up to the plate and basically did away with their opponents with aplomb, enter Manchester City. Guys, what do you think about Manchester City putting away the number 2 team in the Bundesliga last season, RB Leipzig, 6-3 at the Etihad? Fantastic result coming in there. Beautiful football from Guardiola, goals coming in from Nathan Ake. All over the pitch, actually. From defense, Nathan Ake, an own goal in there from RB Leipzig. A penalty in there from Riyad Mahrez. Jack Grealish coming good and scoring his first Champions League goal. João Cancelo, as well as Gabriel Jesus. Guys, do you feel Manchester City can head back to the final this season? And what do you think of this performance? I'll start off with Ali G.
Manchester City, maybe I'll remind you one time when Mourinho was still in Chelsea and we had the scoreline of 5-2. He wasn't happy and everyone was surprised. He said, this wasn't supposed to be a rugby game. The scoreline is, I'm not happy with it. So I don't know why the defense had to leak and take in so many goals like that, 3 goals. The striking is good, but that means that if they come and meet a team which is very defensive and which is very with experienced defenders like my proud Chelsea team, they would suffer again because Chelsea doesn't take in goals like this, and we are good in the striking. So they did what they had to do. Jack Grealish had to step up. He's making a name. He's defending the price tag, which is very good. But the question will still come to the defense, why they had to take in so many goals like that. When they meet a team which is very good defensively and very strong in the attack, they will have to suffer.
Yeah, they did concede 3 goals. Manzi, do you believe in that assessment? And let us also remember that 2 factors here at play. Manchester City failed to sign a striker. They wanted Harry Kane. That didn't happen. Daniel Levy held a firm grip, as he always does at Spurs, so he didn't let him go. And obviously, when Ronaldo was available, Manchester United had to swoop for him. So they did, end up not signing a striker. And they're still action-packed with midfielders. They're jam-packed with midfielders in there that can pull the trigger on occasion. But you still need a striker. Gabriel Jesus, really their only recognized striker, came out and scored as well. Scored the 6th goal yesterday. But do you think they can go all the way with, we have Jack Grealish, as you can see, who did actually score a goal and played, had an assist as well. So he played, he played very well. But you do have you do have the likes of Kevin De Bruyne, who everyone seems to have forgotten, yet to return. Phil Foden has just returned, and you can see, if you add that to the likes of Riyad Mahrez, add that to Bernardo Silva, add that to Raheem Sterling, who actually has a lot more forward play in there, supporting the strikers. You do have a potent team. Do you think they can go all the way without a recognized, big game striker, the mold of Harry Kane or Cristiano Ronaldo or even Romelu Lukaku?
First and foremost, I want to sympathize with the RB Leipzig, because I didn't watch the game. I watched the highlights, but from the highlights, man, they had a guy there called Nkunku who scored a hat-trick. He scored a hat-trick and still lose. Actually, he scored 4 goals because there was one own goal.
Yes.
And then there was a red card. So there were 10 men. So I just don't understand City. They are just so good when it comes to scoring. They will outscore any team. Defensively, of course, they're a bit weak. But when it comes to goals, I think even their goalkeeper is capable of scoring. Like everyone, all the 11 players on the pitch can score goals, which is very scary when you're going to meet Manchester City. So guys say United is under pressure because we have to perform, but actually, you guys are not saying anything about City. City have the best squad, and actually they have not won the Champions League, and this is the only cup that they have failed to take. So I think they must be in the final. They might be playing maybe Chelsea again or PSG or even United, but I really see that the pressure is on Guardiola and City to make it to the final and actually win the Champions League. Via EPL, things are different, but when it comes to these tournament things, you play one game, you win, and you move forward. I think because Chelsea won it last time, I think City are favorites. Without a striker, that isn't something to worry about. You have KDB. KDB yesterday gave an assist, which was a serious assist to one own goal. He put the ball in the box, and one of the defenders headed it into the bottom corner on the opposite side of the keeper, and it was like he intended to create an own goal. So for KDB, he's
still finding his fitness.
He's too good. So City will perform. It's very sad that they are better than us, but yeah, that is it.
So gentlemen, these guys as well. It's unfortunate that Eric seems to have run into some issues. So if he joins us, well and good. If he doesn't, we'll just keep going. But his team here, Liverpool, Jordan Henderson scoring the winning goal. Shades of, they overcame AC Milan at Anfield. Shades of the 2007 final in which they, beat the same opponents, AC Milan, in quite dramatic fashion. But this one, nevertheless, a fantastic game out there. Do you feel, with the fans back at Anfield, Liverpool actually have their mojo back? Let me ask Ali. Ali, that's for you.
Yeah, Liverpool, that game was actually very, very nice and very intense from the beginning. I could see that it was going to be an interesting game. They started the game full force. They started. You could see the manager, the touchline. He was pushing them. I think he also knew that AC Milan was up to something. The game was very intense. They came out. They got the result they wanted, thanks to that wonder goal from Henderson. He hasn't been getting all the support and the praise from the fans. They believe I don't know why they feel he isn't doing his best, but that wonder goal will actually put him back up there when it comes to the fans. Mo Salah missing a penalty. I don't know why. The penalty he took was very weak. There's no technique in it. He just came and hit the ball full force.
Hey, this is the world-class player saying he has no technique.
No, I'm saying the penalty he took. The penalty he took was there's no step, there's no play in it. He just came and
that was the play. The keeper was better. The keeper was equal to the task.
Straight. No, it was a very, very weak penalty. A penalty can only be good. A penalty can only be good when it enters. If the penalty doesn't enter, you can't place it. So that penalty was very, very weak. It shouldn't have. But thanks to the team, they showed up in front of the fans. The fans got, I think they got value for every penny they paid for to watch that game because it was very interesting. Actually, most of my friends were watching Champions League. They were watching this game instead of the PSG or any other game. So kudos to them. They really showed up, and Liverpool has always been a very strong side when it comes to the Champions League. Very, very strong. Yeah. I think they will compete. They will go. Maybe if they meet Chelsea, that's when they will come out. But trust me, they will know. They'll keep knocking any other team they meet. Let it be Man U. But kudos to the team, yeah.
Manzi, do you feel Liverpool have what it takes to go all the way and
Of course not. Of course not. I was very disappointed. I watched only first half. I went to bed when AC Milan was in the lead. So I was like, yes. I woke up in the morning and they had equalized and actually won the game. So I was very disappointed. But Liverpool then have the squad depth. I think they'll get tired. I think if they just injure like one other player like last season, then they have to buy some players, I think, in Jan. Yeah, I think they're in top 4, but like they are the best. They're not the best of the rest. They are really after like number 3 there. So when it comes to Champions League, maybe quarterfinals. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I think we'll leave the Champions League.
I want to also to agree. I want to agree with Manzi when it comes to the team depth. They've just lost a kid, very good kid, to a very serious injury. I don't know when. I don't know when the Brazilian is coming back. Sadio Mane started from the bench, so they may face challenges like they had last season. Their team depth suffered. It was the reason why they had to lag and enter the top 4 when the matches were coming to an end in the Premier League. So I hope they buy, but otherwise they may suffer quite a bit. Yeah.
I actually have Liverpool as dark horses to win the English Premier League title. I feel they're going under the radar, and there's a lot of spotlight on Manchester United.
They can't. They don't have the.
So let's wait and see. I believe if they can. That's the thing. If they can keep a lot of their players fit, I believe they will actually disrupt that 3 that I just mentioned, and that ushers us into the English Premier League for this weekend. A preview of this weekend's games involving the top 6. I do want to ask you, gentlemen, for your predictions as we come to an end and wrap up the show. We will have Burnley playing Arsenal. We'll go team by team. Your predictions for that game, gentlemen. Starting with Ali G.
Okay, Ali.
Okay.
Come again. The first game is what's the first game?
Burnley versus Arsenal.
Burnley.
Yes, Arsenal.
I think Arsenal will take it. 2-0. Arsenal get 2-0 because they got their first win last weekend.
2-0 Burnley. Burnley will beat Arsenal.
You hush. I will go. I think I'll do 2-1 to the Arsenal. Burnley are a very physical side, very good in the air. So I suspect they might sneak a headed goal in there from a set piece. But at the end of the day, I think we will have enough to overcome them. Liverpool, Crystal Palace. Liverpool welcome Crystal Palace to Anfield on the back of a fantastic win in the Champions League against AC Milan. Gentlemen, what do you think the result will be, starting with Manzi?
That's a Liverpool win. Maybe like 3-0.
3-0. Interesting. Ali G?
3-1. Liverpool will win it. But Crystal Palace will get something.
All right, and then the next game is Manchester City versus Southampton. Manchester City welcoming Southampton to the Etihad, City of Manchester Stadium, as it's otherwise known. What do you believe the result will be, Ali G?
2-0.
2-0 to Southampton?
Man City.
I'll go 2-1 Man City. Southampton should score. City's defense is shaky.
It's shaky, and it does appear that John Stones and what's his name? Aymeric Laporte seemed to be injured. That's why Nathan Ake started in defense in the Champions League. Hopefully they'll recover. I actually go for a 3-1 win. Manchester City scoring 3 goals, and then if you look at the other games coming in now, welcoming Manchester United, West Ham. Manchester United travel to West Ham. Manzi, that is interesting.
That's like 5-1. That
5-1.
Let me adjust. Sorry, that's I'll give it 4-2. Manchester United 4, West Ham 2.
Okay. Ali G.
West Ham is beating 2-1.
Ali.
I'm serious.
In his defense, I think it's going to be realistic.
West Ham is a very strong side.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, I think they're very organized. I think they're a very well organized team. It will be a tough game. See.
Is Antonio playing?
Oh no, Antonio is suspended.
No, he's
going to score for them.
He got a red card.
You see.
Okay.
I think it will be a tough one, but for me, I do say I think at first I was thinking of a 2-2 draw, but just that factor that we just mentioned, Mikel Antonio being absent, because he does bring in quite a bit. He troubles any defense out there. He's really a handful. So I think United will just nick it 2-1 in the last minute with the winner coming in the last minute from Cristiano Ronaldo tap in.
Cristiano will score fast. He will be the fastest to score.
He will score a tap in. And finally, rounding it off, top 6 participants with what you'd call a London derby at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, where Spurs welcome the European champions Chelsea.
This is an obvious win for Tottenham. Put it at 3-1. 3 Tottenham, 1 Chelsea.
Ali, what do you have to say about that?
It's a very good time to be a Chelsea fan right now. We are not scared of anything. We shall do 2-0. We shall 2-0 on Chelsea.
There's Hurricane. You guys are finished. Let me just say, put it that way.
We have the meanest defense in Europe. The meanest defense in Europe.
I love that Chelsea defense. They have Rudiger. You have James. You have that defense is serious. Like Rudiger is one of the fastest guys in 100 meters in the league.
Hey, yeah, we did see Rudiger sprint almost the full length of the pitch in the Champions League.
If Rudiger had scored, I think that would be the best goal a defender has scored in the league.
Yeah.
No, that was quite something. Yes. I think you have a great team. Gentlemen, we're going to leave it at that. It does appear that the 4th musketeer, Mr. Eric Butima of Liverpool, did run into a few challenges.
That's what's going to happen to Liverpool this season. They appear and just disappear.
Yeah, and disappear. Just like that. Without
last season, his defense broke down.
Yeah.
So he's definitely, we have missed him, but we'll have him back on the show. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining. Thank you for tuning in to the Locker Room right here on Top 6 Fan TV. Feel free to actually support the show by subscribing, hit the like button, and share widely and wildly. Share the link so that some more people can enjoy this banter. But it's been a fantastic time here, and it's been a pleasure having you both, Manzi and Ali G. We look forward to the next time we can have you back on the show. Have a great week and take care, everyone. Godspeed.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Glory, Man United.
Thank you.